Hello. Let me see smiles. We're talking about money. I mean, my name is Benga Ogunle, your host. We'll be talking about, for the past 2 episodes now, managing money. And we've spent time talking about budget. We've talked about debt and debt as an instrument to finance lifestyle in the UK in the last episode. I'm joined by Yemi Shugbeson, the accountant, the mental mathematician, remember her. Joined by the smartest brained person in the room, who's got a magnetic brain for budgeting. I really envy that brain, you know. His name is Seun Bamiduro. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, the mental health practitioner who has been able to guide us psychologically, you know, with the ego and the super ego and the other parts that I've just forgotten to say now. But thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for coming. Yeah, we spent time talking about budget and debt. I think now let's be more positive now, so that let's just start giving people tips on how to make our accounts balance. You know, one way is to increase inflow or reduce outflow, isn't it? What do you think you can do? Children of God, we're children of God, we shouldn't really be stranded. So we have brain. Let's use our wisdom. How can we at home, people at home, how can they bring down their costs if for some reasons it can't really force the income to go up? How can we cut cost cutting tips for everyone at home? What do you advise?
I think the first thing is actually check your bank statements. You'd be surprised the amount of people that don't check their bank statements. Like, they don't actually know what leaves their account.
Seun Bamiduro won't be checking because he knows the numbers.
I do check.
So literally, like, check your bank statements, know what you're paying for. Things like
no, but hold on. I should see all the alerts when anything goes out.
Not everyone has alerts. Some people just don't check.
You're not suggesting that there could be surprise outflows in that statement?
Yeah, there could be. Sometimes you're paying more than you think you're paying for things. Sometimes you do like this actually happened to me recently. I did like a 2-week free trial and then I forgot. And then after at the end of the 2 weeks, I paid for the app. I mean, it's an app I would have paid for, so I wasn't that upset because honestly, I would have contacted them. But usually,
you would have chased them for?
Yeah, I would have contacted them and said, "Oh, I forgot." I'll actually tell them. I'll say I didn't like the app.
And it doesn't mean they
and that's a cost-cutting tips. You know, you can actually
get my money most times. I get it most times.
You have to teach me how you do it.
I can be convincing.
So there you go. So if you forget to cancel it, you can chase them for it.
Sometimes you subscribe for something, you pay for it, and you just forget that you're paying for it. Check things that you're paying for, you're actually using them. There are people that pay for magazine subscriptions, but they don't actually read it.
Yeah.
People pay for, like, even things like your Netflix and stuff. Are you actually watching Netflix? So check all your subscriptions. Review your costs as well. This is something that I try to do annually. So if, let's say, British Gas, we pay £200 a month, for example, annually, is that still the best cost? Can I get it cheaper? Like, shop around, always look around. You never know.
Shop around.
Find deals. Like, deals are always there. Money savings expert. Just look for things. You never know. Things might be cheaper. And things that, one of the biggest ones that I've actually seen is insurance. So, for example, you're paying home insurance, but each year you don't actually shop around, and they keep bringing you like a new bill, and you keep paying it. Before you know it, you started paying like 5 years ago £10 a month. You're at £50 a month. But if only you just shopped around, which takes like half an hour of your time, you can actually still get a better deal. Because most years, each company will add a premium to what you're paying, and what you're paying will always increase, but it doesn't mean that's the best price. Same as like your car insurance, and also things like picking up the phone, because this is what I tend to do. Funny enough, I've been with the same car insurance company for like 5 years. But what I do is every single year, they send me like my renewal. I always call them and tell them I found it cheaper elsewhere, and I always get it cheaper. Just that little call, like, it takes like 10 minutes on the phone and it's cheaper. But some people will just
So without that call, you won't get it cheaper?
No, you just pay the renewal.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they does that, you know.
So things like that, like, those are little ways that you can actually stop paying too much, like more than you need to pay. And honestly, there's something I always say: there's no harm in asking. Always ask. What's the worst they will tell you? No.
Yeah.
But just ask, because if you don't ask, you don't get. That's the honest truth.
Yeah.
Just ask. But
Yeah, in addition to that, it happens to me. I've been with Sky for over 12 years. It's just like I'm that kind of person, just because the money is just 40-something pounds, I say let it be. Now things are getting expensive. I said, wait a minute. They've increased it to 110. I said, wait a minute. What am I watching? 110. So I canceled the deal. I went for EE. Now they are not negotiating. They are not begging. Initially, I was telling them the bill was too much. I said, no, that's the best they can give to you. That's the best they can give to you. Now I've cancelled the deal, gone to on that provider. They are now asking me if I can. They want to give me for £60.
So they could go lower.
Yeah, they could go lower. Yeah. So somebody told me, so when you're a loyal customer, they tends to use
exploit you.
Yeah. If
it should be the other way around, you know.
No, if you ask for the discount, they'll give you a loyalty discount. But if you don't ask, they're not going to offer you free money.
Let me share my experience. Like, just like Yemi and Daddy has said, it's honestly in this country, you need to always just talk, just ask. Honestly, most of the time, like Yemi said, worst case scenario, you get no. But to be honest, in my own case, most of the time you get yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, most of the time you get yes. So this is what these people do. Me, Yemi shared our experience about car insurance. Daddy shared his experience about Sky. Mine is three mobile. I've been with them for like 6 years now, and every time it's time for renewal, I always get lower. Because now, this June, I'm supposed to renew my contract because I always do like a yearly contract with them. They've been calling me for the past maybe since April. I managed to speak to them once. We didn't conclude the call because maybe there was a network issue or something. But they've been calling me almost every day. Why? Because I was telling them, you just threaten them. Just tell them, well, I'll go somewhere else, or I found somewhere that is offering me cheaper. Every time. So I started with 3 because I'm on same contract only with 3. I think I started paying £17 or thereabout. Right now, I'm paying £8 for the same contract.
Wow.
So each year, they'll reduce it maybe from 17 to 15, from 15 to 12.
Did they reduce for everyone else?
No,
it depends.
Again, like I said, loyal customer. If you've been their loyal customer and they know, oh, this guy has been with us, you can always leverage on that. Every time your contract is about coming to an end, call them again. So they will send, what they will do, if you go by what they do is they will send you an email telling you that your contract is coming to an end and this is the best contract they can offer you. They will definitely give you that. So this time around, when my contract, like I said, my contract ends this June. Last month or 2 months ago, they sent me an email saying, oh, your contract is coming to an end and the best deal we can offer you is £18. I'm paying £8 currently. They said best deal they can offer me is for the same thing, £18. I was looking at them. So like I said, I managed to pick their call one time, maybe last week or 2 weeks ago. I was already negotiating. I said, if you cannot offer me the same thing that I'm on, £8, or less, I'm leaving you guys. But wow. Like I said, we did not conclude that call, but they've been calling, and I know that calling me back like almost every day is to tell me, oh, we have that contract for you now, because they won't want me to leave them. So that's just one. Another tip I have for us, this is even actually my area of expertise, is in terms of our electricity and gas bills. Okay. You will not see, this utility is actually one of the easiest way to be in debt in this country. I'm telling you. You will not know that and again, I said this is my area of expertise because I've been in that industry for like 6 years now. So I know. On your TV, there's a standby light on your TV. Did you know that if you switch off your TV and that standby light that you need the remote to you need to just click the power button on the remote to bring it back on, that can cost you up to like £4 per month. And this was before the Ukraine war and all of these crazy.
So it counts for much.
It counts.
So
the little red light.
So what do you advise now? Switch it off.
Switch it off from the wall to save money. I'm telling you, switch it off completely from the wall. If you know, some people will leave that light on and say, "Oh, I've switched off the TV." No, that red light is consuming electricity and gas. Not gas, electricity.
For no reason.
For no reason, you can save it. So again, little things like that. Some people, you want to sleep, but you don't. First of all, you don't even need. Even if it's summer, you don't need to switch on your fan all through the night. What you can do is set a timer on it. You can set a timer. There's some fans, or just for example, your bulbs. Get energy saving bulbs.
Agreed.
You will be surprised that by the time you add up £2 there, £3 there, £4, you are saving like £50-60 already on your electricity and gas bills. So that's the easiest way to save money. Again, like Yemi said as well, shop around. Honestly, always shop around. When you know your contract is coming to an end, shop around. You can shop around within your current supplier or look around for other suppliers. Some people will be begging you, oh, come and take this deal, we'll give you less. Or you just go on the comparison website. Confused.com, comparethemarket.com, so many supermarket.com. There's so many of them. Just type price comparison website on the internet. You can compare anything, even car deals for car finance, internet, Wi-Fi, broadband. All you can find good deals on there. So people can save that way. But energy, in terms of energy, people need to cut the way they use electricity. Some people, they are downstairs, but all the lights upstairs is on and nobody is there. That way, it's just unnecessary cost you're incurring on yourself, and you can always save your bills. And again, it has a larger impact on your overall finances.
Okay, I mean, yeah, if you've sounded really brutal on this costing, really, I mean, it's sounding like austerity measures now. Just cut it here, cut it there.
Experience is the best teacher, sir. Experience is the best teacher.
Just keep cutting it.
My experience that is like,
But it's habit. And I actually agree with your putting off the red light, because, I mean, it's now safer. Oh, well, but the instances of fire from electricity is, I mean,
no, it's not even a safety. It's not a safety problem. It's actually just a cost. Yeah, it's safe. Nothing's not, even if you leave it and go on holiday for 2 years and come back, it'll still be there. But it would have racked up some bills for you. So yeah. Nice perspectives. Yeah, shop around. I think I quite agree with that one. How about I think they get some points on loyalties when you patronize people a lot. I think there's some cards that you get. You can even buy some things off free of charge. How does that work? Can you? Yeah, you can. You have
just random anonymous providers now. Just
for example,
so we don't get to market for them.
My car petrol, for example, there's something they call Nectar cards. So with Nectar cards, I mean, the points may not seem a lot. I think it's similar to if you're flying and you get points. So the points will be counting. You'll be saving, counting. But when you get to a number of points, you can actually convert it to cash, and then you can use the cash to buy fuel, or even maybe withdraw the cash and
shopping.
You can also look into refer a friend. Some of these energy suppliers actually do refer. In this church, I've referred like a few people to my supplier where I get referral bonus and they get referral bonus as well. So for example, some will say refer your friend and both of you can get £100.
Okay.
There are also things that I've looked into, which all of these things are actually available online. Did you know that if you switch banks, some will give you like a bonus and up to like £250?
Yeah, it's 200. I think.
Yeah. I switched last year or 2 years ago. I switched to Halifax. I get £175. I switched to NatWest. I got £250.
You've been switching and switching.
Yeah, so you feel free. They will not see in this. You cannot. Where have I been? It's not a crime. You can continue to switch. I think there's a limit though. You have to wait like a year before you can switch again. But you can switch now and wait till next year and switch again. Nobody will arrest you and say, why are you opening? Although I think it might have an impact on your credit score.
It has an impact.
You need to be careful as well. In your credit score, it might say, you're closing too many accounts or you're opening too many accounts, so it can bring. But if you're smart about it, you can still make. Again, it's about making money and saving money. We're talking about here. So yeah. Reward cards, refer your friend bonus. Those are the things you can also tap into to, if not even saving money, to even get additional funds. I don't know if the other panelists.
And the major thing, like what we've been saying ever since, we still have to capitalize on it. We have to know our needs and our wants. Yeah. That's the most important. Essentials. So cutting it down. It's not most of those things we want. I want this. I want that. I want that. If you can cut that, and that will help. Just go for the needs.
Thank you very much for bringing that up. Let me go to the accountant now. You're looking very beautiful.
Thank you.
I like your hair. I like your dress. I mean, so are you telling me that everything the way you're looking good, you don't just walk into a shop without the thought of wanting to buy anything or buying something like this, and you see this hair and you be like, it will look good on me, and then you just go for it. I mean, you're working. You're working. You're entitled to treat yourself.
I would say for me personally, I'll say yes and no, but I'm able to do that sometimes because I budget well.
Can we not talk about budget?
No, the reason I'm saying that is, say for example, the way I budget like my monthly bills, like it includes wants, for example. So if I say for this month I'm going to spend £100 on wants, even if I walk into a shop and I see a dress that I like, if it costs £100, that's all I can buy, and that's it.
So for the next 30 days, you don't
that's
want
it.
anything else.
Yeah, that's it. But then because I also know that some things will probably not cost £100, they'll cost 200, and let's say 100 is all I can afford a month. If I didn't buy anything in January, didn't buy in February, didn't buy in March, by April, I've reached £400 that I haven't spent. So
you can spoil yourself now.
I can choose to do that. So I think it's good planning, because I also believe in like striking a balance. You can't work hard and never spend. But again, it all depends on what you can afford. That's just the key thing. If your bills are taking 90% of your wages, then unfortunately you just have to do what you have to do till things get better. But I do believe in also like striking a balance and actually enjoying what you work for. Yeah.
Where much are you driving at is impulsive buying. I mean, people spend money that they haven't planned for, just being emotional, just because I'm working. I deserve to, even when the account is not really balancing. You just tell yourself, you know what, man has got just one life. I think I should,
Man has to live that life.
Isn't that sensible, sometimes?
I think when it comes to impulsive buying, something that I think helped me in the past is when I want to buy something, I always leave it and then go back to it and ask myself, do I really want it? So for example, I don't really physically shop, and I don't like going into shops. But if I let's say I see a bag online, and I'll add it to my basket and I'll just leave it there. If I don't remember to come back, I really didn't want it and I really didn't care. And if I do come back, I ask myself, do you actually want it? Is it really a need? Obviously you treat yourself once in a while, but I always rethink it, like, what do you actually need it for? Why do you need to buy it? Do you need to? So it's like, and usually a lot of times when you add things to your basket like that, when you come back, you realize you don't even like it. Like you actually just don't want it. And I think also, like, if you're someone that is an impulsive buyer, for example, then don't go window shopping. Like, don't go walking around stores, because if you're an impulsive buyer, then you're more likely to spend. But I can, for example, walk around shops back and forth and not come out with
nothing
anything.
Appeals to you,
and not spend £1. I can do it easily. But if you know you're someone that can't do that, then don't put yourself in that situation in the first place. That's the way I would say.
All right, okay, go on.
Sorry, I just want to add to that. First of all, I think we need to clarify to our audience that we're not saying people should not live their lives and enjoy themselves, spend their money. We're just saying be smart about it and live. I think the key message is just live within your means and plan. I mean, we all work, and everybody that works, I think, is entitled to enjoy them spending their money. We all live in this country, and we know we have bills, we have all of those things that we need to take care of. But at the same time, we don't want to just live. We want to exist. We don't want to just exist. We want to live.
We want to have a good
quality of life. We want to have a good life, and enjoy ourselves. So we want to take our families out, go for. But we're just saying, just be smart about it and plan.
And balance
and balance everything. Then, in terms of impulsive buying, I'm just going to actually say impulsive spending, because in my own case, it's not always buying when it comes to impulsive, but sometimes things just come up that I need to spend on or pay for.
Like an emergency?
Like emergency,
okay, so that's different. That's not impulsive. You have no control by emergency. But that hat, when you saw this hat on the shelf and you picked it up, did you really plan to pick it up, or you just saw it and you felt like, oh, wow, this will really fit my head?
Like Yemi said, it doesn't really apply to me as well, because I can go online now and be checking. I don't do physical shopping as well. I shop online, so I can go online now.
These are the rich guys. I mean, the rich people don't really walk around.
It's just stressful for me. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean,
so is there any rationale behind it?
It's just walking around the store. It's just really stressful. Why can I have everything in the comfort of my room?
You have more options alive.
But there's advantage and disadvantage.
Yeah,
buying
there
online.
are.
I
Definitely.
agree, but I just can't be.
But I, feel like
I think
online,
it's stressful.
You have more options, and you can always return. A lot
And
of
you can
stores
always
do-
return.
a
Yeah,
lot of stores
everything
do free
within just the comfort
returns.
of your home.
But just a disclaimer: if you're someone that will always forget to return, don't do it.
That's another
do
thing.
that.
Because I know people that do that. Like they just buy and they can't be bothered to go return.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Let's stop with it.
So yeah, for me, I don't. It doesn't really apply to me. Impulsive buying or spending. I don't. I can go into the shop or go online and just like Yemi said. Sometimes I'll put things in. I'll save. Not even put it in my basket. Just save. And by the time, because I've forgotten, and after a few weeks or months that I go back to it, it's already out of stock.
But you don't
When
even
you go
want
back.
it anymore.
And like Yemi said, if I don't even remember that I've saved something, it means I don't. It's not a need for
It's
me
not
in
a
the first
need,
place.
yeah.
So
Something I remember just now is try to buy things on sale. It's another way to cut costs, isn't it?
No,
When it
no,
comes
no.
to
It's
sale,
not a way of cutting costs.
So I'm it's not impulsive things. I've been trying to buy this bottle, for instance. Right now it costs £10. I can just chill and be waiting and be monitoring it till maybe someday it falls to £4 and I just pick it up. Is that not cost cutting?
Debatable, because I feel like sale can also be very similar to the debt trap. Sale can also be a trap. Like you go to a store now, they're like, oh, you can have that bottle, but then you can have a cup for £2 extra. You don't need a cup. You didn't go there to buy a cup, but it's like, oh, it's just £2, so you just buy it. I think when it comes to sale, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do that as well. Like, if I've been wanting something for so long, but I just refuse to pay a certain amount, I will wait till it reduces. But I also think it can easily be a trap, where they're like, oh, have 30% off. Like, you get a lot of shops. Like, okay, it was my birthday recently, and I got like a lot of emails like, oh, because it's your birthday, we'll give you £10 off. I don't need anything, but because I've got the £10 off, it feels like, oh, it shouldn't go to waste. Let me use it. So, for example, that's what I mean by sale can really, really be a trap. So you have to like be really careful and use it for things that you want.
It also depends on if you're like what you said. If you need that, you'll be
thing,
waiting for it, and the price is
in
reduced.
that case,
Fine. But what people tends to do is that they just go for windows. Oh, there's sales going on. They just walk in there and just start buying things because there's sales. The price is reduced. You don't really need those things.
And maybe you don't need them right now. You can need them tomorrow.
No.
Why do you budget for tomorrow?
I thought we were planning for tomorrow just to wear
So
back.
you saw this t-shirt, maybe bought this t-shirt £10 for instance, and now because they are doing sales, it's £5. You just decide to buy 6 of them.
I can give Russia, give yourself, give everybody.
But were you planning to give them before? Were you planning
to
give
do
them
that before?
That's the thing. It's a very big trap, and even things like, let's say you could buy like this bottle, like you were saying, buy it for £10. It's now on sale for £4, but then there's now a nicer one that you don't really need, or like maybe one that has like this extra feature. You're like, oh, but it's only £5 extra, so I'm going to buy it. It's just, you can easily fall into that trap. That's the only thing.
So don't make it a habit.
Yeah,
But once in a while you can do it.
if you can afford it.
Slaying landmine. All right, that's nice. Thank you very much for that. Let's try to conclude now. There's something in my mind I've been trying to look at. So we're looking at let's look at financial stress now and anxiety. How are we supposed to cope with the stress? So just let me paint a bleak picture of someone's account is not balancing now. The budget isn't balancing. It's all deficit. You've tried to fund the deficit with credit card. You're trying your best to bring down the cost. You're trying to jack up the revenue. It's not really adding up. Any tips for life? Because these are practical things now that can really happen whether you are a child of God or not. But how do you encourage people who are passing through tough times, financially speaking? How are we supposed to cope?
Well, depends, because we talk about this stress level in terms of managing debts. Depends on the individual. Some people they don't even feel the stress. They don't care. They don't mind even taking on that credit card to pay off the other credit card. They just keep on
keep going deeper.
Yeah, going deeper. While some they will start to sit back and try to say, what am I going to do now? Start cracking their brain, finding solution. But some they don't care. So depend on the individual.
I think also, like, if you find it really overwhelming, you can seek help.
Yeah.
There are financial advisors, personal financial advisors that offer help. Like there are even charities that will help
Oh,
you
I
with debt
see.
management. You
Step
can
change as well,
so you can
Citizen
contact them,
advice,
speak to them, say this is the situation you're in. They can help you budget and help you, but the thing is you have to be willing to be honest. That's the most important thing. So you have to be willing to be honest and seek counseling. There's no harm in it. And if it's a situation that you've overspent to get yourself in that situation, rather than dwell on it, focus on the future. What are you going to do about it as you're seeking help as well? If like impulsive buying is an issue, if you're someone that spends emotionally, then maybe you need to address your emotions as well. Why do you spend emotionally? Why is that your way out of emotional situations? Why not something else? So it's addressing the root cause and also seeking help. That's what I would say.
In addition to that, you should look at the implications, just like what Yemi said. If you go for the debt management approach, there's implication in the sense that if you want to go for mortgage for that period of time, you can't.
I was going to say that as well. So be careful if you're seeking professional help. Be careful because there's implication, for example, to your credit file. Some of them will be pushing you to.
But you're not bankrupt yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some of them will be pushing you to declare the bankruptcy. They will expect you to be honest, which you're supposed to do anyway. But from being honest, they will want to give you the option of declaring bankruptcy,
which is an easy way out.
It's not
and if you declare
bankruptcy,
that's really, really bad for you.
It's not just bankruptcy. There's
insolvency.
like
Insolvency.
Things like that.
There's so many other options, but no, really, there are options. The only option if they only offer you like some support, maybe reduced. For example, maybe you tell them about your income. They will do income expenditure, whatever they do. They may offer you like some support in terms of maybe discussing with for example, they may call your energy providers and your water providers
on your behalf,
and say, this person, we have done the assessment based on income, blah, 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 blah. This is how much we think you should be collecting from them by direct debit every month. Yeah, really? They can do that.
Yes, they'll do that.
If they don't offer you that, some of them, again, it is depending on the individual and their individual circumstances, and then how much debt, and then how you've been able to, maybe your record in the past. There's so many other factors that they will look into, but be careful not to fall in the trap of them pushing you into like bankruptcy or something that will not impact your credit file.
Yeah, I'll just say like even if they're offering you options, do your own research.
Do your research.
So do your own research and understand the implications and what you're doing. And I think also even apart from seeking help from charities, you can actually call your creditors as well.
Yeah.
So you can call. Let's say you have a loan and you're struggling to pay because you've lost your job, you can actually call your bank and say this is the situation. You can provide them with proof to say like you've actually lost your job. They can give you like a payment holiday to give you like a few months break or something. So just seek help. That's what I would say. Like, unfortunately, sometimes you find yourself in difficult situations. People make mistakes. It's about getting yourself out of it rather than worrying yourself, because sitting there and worrying and stressing and getting depressed about it, it doesn't solve the situation. It's not going to pay the debt. So you've just got to do what you have to do. But obviously, like they've both said as well, like do your own research, understand whatever options you're going for. And it does have an impact on certain careers as well, like certain jobs. If you work for certain like companies or in certain industries, you can't actually have been bankrupt before. You can't have had like a CCJ, which is a county court justice or something like that. So you have to be really careful as well, like just understand, and the company that you go to might not necessarily provide you with that information.
These are really deep things. I mean,
I want to quickly add something because I know this episode will finish soon. I think we as Christians as well, like we've said, I think identify the problem and then take it to God in prayers. I think God can help you solve your finance, because it could be like something like a devourer as well in your finances. There's just something particularly that is actually the problem that you know is a problem, but maybe you need beyond physical or professional help. Maybe you may need spiritual help as well. So take it to God in prayers.
Thank you very much for that perspective as well. I mean, when you were mentioning, when I was reading that Matthew 6 in the first episode, in that scripture says that if you worry, by worry, you can't add any cubit or something to your ear.
No.
You can't. So worry won't really help it, and that's what that thing is saying. Don't be anxious for tomorrow. So ending it in a way to say, take it to God in prayer together with all the professional helps that are available. And one thing that can take out of here is don't close your mouth.
Yeah.
From our village, they say that a closed mouth is a closed destiny.
Yes.
So it looks like whatever problem you have in this country,
Talk. Honestly,
Not
always
just
talk.
in this country, everywhere.
Everywhere. To
Yeah,
be honest.
looks like you can actually ask. You can ask questions.
I think it's
and
even
you can
much
get
more
answers.
important here that we talk, because again, like I always, this and recently I'm hammering more on this. What there's best case scenario, there's worst case scenario, and there's a likelihood. Either way, you have nothing to lose. Best case scenario, they will say yes. Worst case scenario, they will say no. You have nothing to lose, honestly. But
So,
not talking he has more.
Either ask it, receive it.
There you go.
Ask, you shall receive. Knock, you shall open the door to you. I mean, that's really fantastic. I think we are okay to wrap up this series now. I've actually been really enlightened, and I'm not joking. Financially speaking, thanks to the wealth of experience that these panelists have got. Looks like we're even talking about life in the UK now, because it's really contextual for the United Kingdom, and it's really been very, very, very educative. Very, very, really educative. Thank you very much. So financial money for Christians, like we've agreed that money is important. Yes, the gospel is free, but you have to buy the Bible, isn't it? So we still need money. I mean,
you can get free Bibles.
You can get free Bibles, but there are some that you have to buy. I mean, so you need money to live, and you have to work to get the money. And when you are working and getting income, plan. Either fails to plan, plans to fail. And don't get into the trap of credit card or buying on sale or impulsive buying. Cut your costs. The lights that you don't need, put them off. This thing can cause problem among couples. Some spouses fight the other people. You don't put off light, but don't let it cause fight. Anyway, what we're trying to do is to cut costs, not cause fights in the marriage. Manage your finances, balance things, and then take everything to God in prayer. Is there anything I've missed out here? I mean, I've really, 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 really been blessed. Thank you very, very much for your time. I mean, I really appreciate it. I'm not gainsaying. I'm really serious. I really appreciate your time, Accountant Yemi Shokbeson. We almost didn't ask you to solve any mental mathematics for us.
Maybe in the next episode.
You just build you out. Yeah. Thank you very much, Yemi. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bamidoro, for coming around. I mean, your first time here, and you've really been really educating, and you're full of information. Thank you to our mental health practitioner. Thank you. I think, is my head correct so far? The way I've been talking, I think my head is correct. Have you? I sound like I'm okay.
We're assessing.
I need to be assessed. That's what he does. That's what he does. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your contributions. And God bless you. So this is where we wrap it up, guys. Until we meet again for another series. My name is Olugbenga Ogunleye, signing out. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. We appreciate you joining us today. We hope you have learned something and have been blessed. Don't forget to visit us if you are in the Birmingham area in the UK at 5 Matching Road, Eddington, B236DR. And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and on YouTube. Search Foursquare Gospel Church Birmingham on your search engine and you will find us. If you are not around us, please find a Bible-believing church and connect with God. Remember, we would love to hear from you. Send us a DM on our Instagram page at trf.podcast. Have a wonderful rest of the week. God bless you.